Using the compile editor inside of Scrivener is rather challenging. There are a lot of advanced concepts that you need to be familiar with when you go to compile, and the Literature and Latte website does its demonstrations on the Mac platform, which is all fine and dandy if you are familiar enough with the Mac platform and some of the differences between the Mac platform and the Windows platform. But for the file compile option inside of Scrivener, this can get a little confusing, so I wanted to go through a couple detailed elements here. So we all know you go to File, Compile when you go to generate a manuscript or a novel or a book for delivery to someone else, whether it be a beta reader, whether it be an editor, whether it be an agent, or anything along those lines. And you'll notice here that this looks very different from what the demonstration video looks like on the Literature and Latte website because they use the Mac platform. So let me show you that real quick. Here's the video on the on using the compiling editor from the Literature and Latte website. And you see on Mac it has a summary and an all options tab, and there's a whole bunch of front matter and all these other elements inside of here, but they don't really show you how to do this kind of stuff inside of Windows, so that's what this video is going to show you here now. So this is the summary tab from the Mac platform. If you wanted to get all the options inside of here, just click on this button and that will expand it out and you can see all the options inside of here. So when you get to the advanced options, consider this advanced options rather than just the summary options from the Windows perspective. You have several different menu items over on the left hand side that you can scroll through, one being the content, one being the separator, formatting, transformations. You can go down through and explore these to your heart's content, but there's a couple things inside of here that I want to speak to. Two things specifically that I've found in my own compilations that I have been doing to submit for consideration. The first one is transformations. By default, if you have any italic text inside your manuscript, say a character is thinking certain elements inside your storyline here, and you put that text in italics, it's automatically going to convert those italic lines to underlines, and it stands out when you're reading something visually. So I was trying to find the way to uncheck that conversion, and that happens during the compile process under the transformations tab here. So if you don't want that conversion to take place, simply uncheck that italics to underlines conversion under the transformations option inside of your compile process here. Okay, so the other things that I wanted to show you real quick are on the page settings. You'll notice inside the page settings that you have these default database strings, or I shouldn't say database, well I guess they are kind of database strings, but these default strings where it's the $ followed by some kind of indicator of how it's going to autofill. And when you look at this from the Mac perspective, on most Macintosh computers you have your own contact entry on a Mac, and there are certain tags, placeholder tags, that are filled in for you, those being your first name, your last name, your full name, that sort of thing, and it will automatically pull that information for you on a Mac. Well, we don't have that in Windows platforms, so if you wanted to change this placeholder tag here for your header, or you wanted to put different tags inside of here, you need to specifically declare these inside of Scrivener, and you can't do it from inside of here. You can change the tags inside of here, but you can't make the declaration of what a surname actually will be. So before you go into the compile editor here, or into the file compile process here, what you need to do is go under your project, and under your project there is a metadata settings. If you click on that tab, or if you click on that window and then go to project properties, this will show you what the project title declaration is, what the abbreviated title will be, what the full name is, and down here is your surname and your forename. So if I wanted to actually enter my information here, I could say Jason Anderson is my full name, my surname is Anderson, and my forename is Jason. Okay? And by making these declarations inside of here, then when you go into File, Compile, and you go to your page settings, that surname will pick up just your last name, and that will show up in the header settings and at the top of each page when you go to do your output to send to an agent or an editor or a beta reader or something like that. So those are a couple quick tips that I wanted to share with you here in Scrivener for Windows. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or reach out. You can find me over at planetfiction.com. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.